Hello. Hi, welcome, and thank you for being here today. We're going to dive in and get you a few messages, see what would be helpful and inspiring today. This reading's timeless. Whatever it finds you, it's the right time. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always follow and trust that divine inner guidance in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the Crystal Angels Oracle today and get a foundational message, flow from there. Let's begin. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the opening crystal stone message, angel message helpful today? Please and thank you. Oh, you have LARIMAR. I love this stone. Maybe you connect to the Dominican Republic. LARIMAR is also an interesting color. It's kind of like a blue and a green together. So maybe this is the connection from the heart chakra to the throat chakra, or speaking about emotions. It's a really pretty stone. Sensitive emotions. Maybe you're feeling really sensitive today, or sensitive about a certain situation that's going on. If you're feeling a lot of extra sensitivity, it's also probably having something to do with you feeling a lot of emotions that may not necessarily even be yours. If you're tapping into energy, when you walk into a room, all of a sudden you can feel those vibes. I do feel like some of you are becoming more sensitive to energy. So I feel like maybe a message here is also putting that beautiful bubble of protection around yourself, so you can just really distinguish, is this my emotion, or am I really feeling the vibes of that person or this room or that environment? If you feel like a certain relationship, or I mean, it could even be a physical space. Doesn't even have to be others' emotions. You can feel energies of an environment, especially if it's an environment that has a, I mean, that can go all over the spectrum, but I'm getting like an energy imprint somehow. Then maybe it's just taking yourself out of that situation, away from that person, that environment, and see if you do some introspection, you do some meditation, you just take a walk in nature, send out a prayer of clarity, or even ask for some healing, ask for some understanding on something, will probably really balance you back out. But I am getting a lot of nature, maybe even because I saw, you know, this as the colors of tranquil waters. Maybe it's even taking a bath, Epsom salt bath. If you have water by you, maybe even just sitting by a stream or listening to the ocean. There's something about hearing water that's going to be cleansing for you. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. So I feel like this is mostly on you. Even if you felt like your emotions got a little wackadoo, you know, got a little out of hand, sometimes that's a good thing, because if they're stuck inside of you, and you're not working through those emotions, they can build up kind of like a pressure in you. So maybe it is releasing some emotions. Maybe it's speaking about how you feel, even if you just have to write it down. You know, if you don't have the opportunity or feel really comfortable with expressing how you are feeling, get comfortable with how you are feeling with you first. And a good way to do that is to just start writing. Write it down, start journaling, whatever comes through, and then maybe put it away, and then the next day go back and reflect. It's also a good way to see how you have grown through different situations or different I don't know why I just heard episodes Made me think of like a sitcom, but like different episodes of your life, you know, different experiences that you have had. And you can even look back and see how, even if the experiences are the same intensity in emotion, whatever that is, how you handle them, how you work through something is where you can see your growth over time. Because how you handled something maybe 2 weeks ago, 10 years ago, could be very, very different than how you handle something and get through something today and next year. So you should be proud of yourself on that progression. And I don't know, I feel like if you had a little journal, a little dear diary, that could be really helpful for you to see how far you've actually come, or even if you're just starting that today, you know, you look back in the future and you're like, wow, I've come so far on how I would have handled that kind of situation in the past. So I am getting a lot of strength with this card. You know, emotions are natural, but I feel like there's something where you are getting a better handle on how to become more centered through all those emotions that you feel. I also feel like you're starting to recognize that sensitivity is a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful way to help guide you through the different episodes you go through in your life, whether that's a sitcom or I don't know why I just thought of the show Dark Mirror, and I don't think I've seen that since the first season, but I remember it was very strange. Maybe it's even like dark nights of the soul kind of situation, like dark periods where you really go deep in your soul to turn that inner light on full and bright to help you, you know, help your guidance towards an opening, a possibility, a solution. So let's continue. I kind of want to do this now. This is the clarifying. Was that one of our cards? That kind of flew out. What was that? Clarifying life situations, the harmony of partnership. There's like a can of some kind of bubbly soda or something, but there's no label. So maybe it's not putting a label on something. Maybe it's a surprise flavor that you have to take a sip of something to figure it out. Maybe it's a bubbly energy that's coming through, or you feel bubbly around a certain person. It could also be that thing I saw before, where if you keep something kind of bottled in, now I just think of if you shake that soda up and then you all of a sudden open something up, it's like, so maybe that happened. Maybe that wasn't even you. Maybe that happened with someone else. But this is you feeling back in harmony. It's interesting that there's like a can of something here, and yet maybe it's seltzer water and not soda. Maybe it's coconut water. Because you have all this fruit here, which looks very sweet, but it's a natural sweetness. The harmony of partnership, cultivate harmony in your relationship, work together towards common goals, which means if you have common goals with another individual, whether this is somebody you work with or a family member or your honey or a friend, in order for you to have common goals, you need to talk about what they are. You need to figure something out together, ask each other questions, see where, you know, the other is coming from perspective-wise, and why they see something because of a certain experience or a certain lesson that was learned or information that was gained or gifted, and that's how you get onto the same page. If there is anybody that you don't feel in harmony with, or, you know, like they're always shaking up the soda can, and it's always an explosion of emotions, and you're not feeling very centered or grounded or grooving with that, it could be distancing yourself from certain partnerships so that you have that space to head towards, discover, find, and meet people that you do really kind of just groove with, where it's easy and breezy. As it does look like there's something here by the ocean. Maybe it's going to the ocean or going with the winds of change. I mean, that's the only thing you're going to have as a guarantee. Things are always going to change. Support each other's individual aspirations. Maybe you're talking about your goals with someone else. Maybe you have the right support around you, or someone really believes in you, believes you can achieve your goals, supports you on that journey. And this harmony strengthens your bond. So when you have harmony, it's not somebody who sings on the same note. It's somebody who sings on a different note that creates a beautiful chord that brings more depth than just being on the exact same note or same page. So I do feel like this is somebody who is different than you, but that's why it's more magical together, or that's why you get to see a different side of the coin, or an opinion from a different, set of eyes, a different soul. But I do feel like that viewpoint or that energy is coming from somebody who loves you. So that one kind of flew. Let's get one more. One more, please. What is one more message on the harmony of partnership? You got another bottle that's by, maybe it's a message coming to you. Now you have a can and a bottle. Maybe some of you are doing something, I know this is silly, but recycling, or it has to do with beach glass, or you're making, I don't know, I see like, when they have, I've seen cans that were cut in a different way, and they're like a little windmill. Like I'm getting kind of art all of a sudden. And then I've seen like beach glass hung up like wind chimes. It makes a really beautiful sound. Maybe some of you do something with bottles. My friend puts like the fairy lights in a bottle and makes them really beautiful and gives them a real plug. Maybe you do something like that. I do feel like it has to do with a message, and there's something going on with the beach and some fruit. Maybe also it's, extra message. One like rotten piece of fruit can spoil the bunch. So maybe it is removing anything that felt like rotten fruit, and that can be anything. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a mindset, If it's even just like a weird thought, replace it with something beautiful. Have forgiveness. Everybody has weird thoughts, but neutralize it somehow. Switch it up and have more consciousness of that, so you are continually getting yourself back on, I hear solid ground, but I feel like it's centered. I don't even know what this says. The piece of mindfulness. Yeah, it's having conscious mindfulness of all the thoughts that you have, or mindfulness of how you feel with different energies, or mindfulness of both yourself and what's healthy for you, since we have all this fruit, and maybe what is also healthy for someone else, or how you feel healthy with certain people. Practice mindfulness daily. Spend 5 minutes each morning focusing on your breath. That's really nice, and it's not that long. You got a little homework here today. 5 minutes. And you can do it when you're in the bathroom. You can do it when you're in the shower. You can do it when you brush your teeth. But maybe not when you brush your teeth. I guess you can't concentrate on your breath. That would be pretty interesting. Maybe you're going to discover something new. Whatever works for you, but it's 5 minutes. I do feel like it has to do with nature, or maybe listening to that water running that I saw before, the waves, the sound of the wind, the birds singing outside. And just notice your breath. Notice how this practice centers and calms your mind. It does feel very peaceful. So let's go to the tarot and just see what some messages are that would be helpful today. What are some messages helpful for the collective, please, and thank you. Let's ask about the sensitive emotions. Let's ask about all these cards. So we're going to ask about LARIMAR. Tell us about heightened emotions and extra self-care and gentleness needed. Oh, wow. It's interesting because I was just looking at this. I was looking at these angels. I do feel like there's definitely some divine guidance taking you towards a wish come true. It's also guidance towards healing a situation or healing within yourself, getting up again after the tower fell and rebuilding better and stronger and feeling brighter and lighter after that situation. Maybe that was that episode I saw. The star is so beautiful. It is also the path of least resistance. You know, you're just letting something go, letting something flow, however it needs to, you know, over the rocks and down the mountain to get to the stream that gets to the pond or that gets to that ocean. It's not always the direct route. I feel like this is where something you really desire or something that feels like your destiny, your truth in you, that makes you feel bright and sparkly, starts to really become solidified in your life. You start to see how it's actually possible that it can manifest, that it can be, that you can have that experience. Sometimes this does come through when you are just a little extra sparkly or a lot extra sparkly and you are being noticed. I feel like you're being noticed for your gifts, your talents, maybe something creative that you are doing. And it's a different kind of spotlight. It's starlight. It's something that feels like, even if in the past it felt so far away, it's starting to feel like you can actually take that star and hold it in your hands. I do feel like it has something to do with, I don't know why I see like an energy ball. Maybe it's recognizing energy. So one thing you can do if you want to think about chi or prana, or even how thoughts can travel. Thoughts and words are vibrations. Think about your big toe. It's really silly. I looked at that at 17. Think about your big toe, you know, and just try to picture and think about how you feel. Do you feel little tingles? You know, does it feel kind of warm? Does it feel, you know, kind of cold? Is it like, you know, do you have a little like vibration or a little pulsing there? That's your mind. That's that actual energy you have just transported to your toe. That energy, that little prickly thing that you feel is that energy. So you can take that beautiful vibration, that beautiful energy, and, you know, project it towards anything else. So I feel like whatever that wish is, whatever that thing is, because it's a beautiful energy you're thinking about. It's something that gives you that, bring you so much joy to have that experience. It's thinking about that, but then like that star, you have to kind of let it go. And then trust, have faith it's coming in. Upside down, I still feel that something is coming in. It's just more of a divine timing situation and a faith in you that it comes when it's in its brightest light. So right now you shine that light on you, on what you love to do, on what you do as a personal expression. I can sort of see that. Let's get you another card. The star's beautiful. Maybe it's an Aquarius. You got all of these things, though, that are the same. You know, this star's here. She's got her jugs and her coconut bra. Not those jugs. These jugs. And she's just letting that water out. One is being let out on the earth. One is being let out on this pond or in this, you know, I don't know why I want to say bath. She's got one foot in the water, her knee on the land, but she's just letting something go. She could also be letting something go to make the space to fill up her jug. And then you have this bottle there by the water. You have this can there by the water. I just keep seeing the jugs are her cans. I don't know why I'm getting goofy. Okay, let's continue. Maybe you're going for a swim. You're buying yourself a cute little bikini or a banana hammock. or some trousers, your dude, whatever your thing is. Let's see. Let's get one on the harmony or partnership. What is the message on the star? Harmony of partnership. All right, so you have this. Whatever I saw about like episodes, that could also be why you're feeling extra sensitive. You have the Three of Swords, and it might be that there was a certain partnership that did not work out, or you were not really in harmony with. You weren't in sync with maybe anymore, but once was. This could be unrequited love. It could also be where there's somebody around you that is really heartbroken by you letting them go. But if that was healthier for you, that was strong. That was also a gift. If you weren't really in an equal and balanced and loving situation, or not able to give to someone, or they wanted something different and you weren't on the same page, it's actually very strong and a gift to be totally upfront and real with someone. You need to be in your truth, especially when it comes to your heart. But I feel like this, if you are going through, you know, a lot of heartache right now, I just want to send you love. I just want to put that energy out there and send you love, send you a hug. You're going to be okay, especially because this flew out upside down. That is the healing after maybe a tower. That is the healing after maybe something is done. And sometimes the Three of Swords is not about a partnership, even though I pulled it over partnership. Sometimes that Three of Swords is feeling like you lost out on a dream. Something that you really desired in the past is, you know, maybe not going to happen. But if there is a dream that is inside of you and inside of your soul, it's usually that it's still going to happen. The surprising thing is when it happens in the best light and in divine energy, it's probably just not going to happen like, hold on one moment, like how you thought it would. Not that it's not going to happen. It's just happening in a different form. You know, if you have that dream in your soul that you are supposed to really be something or do something or grow somehow, you are going to achieve that dream. It's just sometimes the mindset believes it's supposed to happen in a certain light or in a certain way. And it's always where your soul knows that it comes through in a different way. You have to have that faith and that trust that it might still be that big dream, but it might come in a different form than you thought. It's also just going through those situations creates so much growth in your soul, so much strength in who you are and who you become, what you will accept and what you won't, because it's not healthy. I'm going to take that. I just stared at it. And she's got another awesome coconut bra. You have an ending, or you had an ending. And with all endings become new beginnings, new open doors, new possibilities. Maybe it's just this peace and mindfulness that a long chapter, or maybe a short chapter, was long overdue to be done. This is you connecting to maybe new people in the world, new partners, new friends, new co-workers that see your beautiful light, that want to see you succeed, that want your dreams to come true, that want to see you with the best possible partner, or want to see you really in an equality, unconditional kind of love. They don't want to see you heartbroken. This is where there's a big take a bow. Something is ending because it's taking you to that beginning. The Fool's coming up after the World. I do feel like some of you are adjusting differently through this portal of transition than you would have in the past. The world upside down is just not you getting out there in the world sometime or doing something different in your world. If you feel like you really desire something to change in your world that change has to start in you, in your mindful approach to something, into how you do something different. If you keep repeating something the same way, how's your world gonna change? If you don't get out there to possibly meet somebody new because you're so swallowed by what is no more, or how something, you know, really hurt you, but you're starting to feel itchy, feel like, you know, you went through that for a reason, and you're ready for something different. You're ready for some new experiences in your world. Then you have to be the one to meet the world halfway. The whole world's not going to always just come knocking on your door. I do feel like some of you are making some connections online, or even traveling the world somehow, wanting to have a new experience. Feeling really comfortable in your skin. This girl doesn't really even have a coconut bra on. She just brought her sheet. It's like she was so excited to get out there and go into that portal, you know, this victory wreath, to step through something. She's floating. It's freedom. The winds of change are all here from these fixed signs, from being so fixed on something to going with the flow, feeling authentic in your true skin. It's like, all right, I'll bring my sheet. I don't even want to get dressed today, just in case it's a little chilly. This is really nice. You have this in the center, but this is a situation that happens down here. It's not easy down here. It's not always rainbows and cupcakes and coconut bras. Sometimes it really does blow, but that's how you grow. That's how you gain strength. That's how you learn. That's how you go into a new situation and you don't do something the same way, which is really beautiful. It feels really strong. If you are in that position here where, even if this is a past situation and it just kind of every so often, you know, sneaks up, you get a little sensitive out of nowhere, concentrate on your breath. Concentrate on your growth. Know how frigging amazing and strong you are, and how you shine your light in a different way than anybody else that's ever existed across the eons of time. Recognize what a blessing you are, and what a blessing it is to get to have all of those experiences, because they're part of your journey. The gift to just wake up, brush your teeth, go outside, feel, you know, the energy in the air, feel the energy of thriving and possibilities, and that every day is a gift, because life is but a blink of an eye. So use your today, your now that you have, and really be mindful of something maybe you've always wanted to try. Start there. Follow that joy. See where it takes you. You know, what are you curious about? What brings that emotion to, excitement, like possibility. Like, yeah, you never gave that a go, but maybe today's the day you do. I feel like this was your reading. I feel like it was very real. And I just feel like it's all about you're changing your mind on something. You're ready to embark on new energy. You're recognizing the strength in your soul. You're recognizing that even if a dream didn't come true the way you thought, maybe it's going to come through even better than you could have ever imagined. What if? Because it will. And I don't really have even anything to end on. Everything I have is across the room. Wait, I do. Let's get you one more from, I want something with a message. What do I have? I have so many. This is only one of my many shelves that I have here. I want to do like a whispers of love or something like that. Do I have it? I do. Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna do. That's what I saw. So I don't even know if these they do have messages. All right, one more. Whispers of love message. for you today? Please and thank you. What is one last message? Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at all your feathers. Like you are up there. Like you're dancing in the wind. Oh, it's so beautiful. It kind of looks like this. Maybe you see a feather, and that's a little sign for you. Turn on your heart light. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love, even if it turned out to bring heartache. What a gift it is to be someone who got to be in love, who got to experience what it is like to love. That in itself, whether it was just a day, a year, 50 years. Reflect on how that, when you're in love, not on this, but how that love felt. And then take that love and put it into you and feel that energy, feel that happiness, and then reflect that love into every person you meet, everything that you do, everything that you create and get to try, and beam that energy of starlight and love from your soul out there. See where it takes you. I love you so very much. Thank you for being here today. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.